Hello, everyone. Thank you for clicking this video. Hope you enjoy this segment that I've titled that hopefully I'll actually talk about that set subject. We will see. But yeah, I'm your host, David, and this is David Sports Convo. Enjoy the video and subscribe and share and tell all. Thank you all again so much. Glorious Thursday to you all. So happy for you all to join me on me breaking down my latest NFL mock draft that I released on Instagram at David Sports Convo. It's amazing day just because the Tigers win their first game of the season on opening day at Chicago, beating the White Sox 1-0 with my boy Javier Baez. Let's go!
Represent.
Woo! Pump. Tigers undefeated. Start the season. Let's go. All right, let's not get distracted, but happy for the Tigers repping. Let's go. I'm pumped. I knew we were going to have a better record than last year. That's all that mattered. But yeah, thank you for tuning in on this podcast episode with me. As the main point of it is I'm just going to break down my latest NFL mock draft that I've released on Instagram. Appreciate you all joining and watching. So, first pick. Everybody knows the Bears have scouted so heavily and invested so many resources, especially after trading Justin Fields to the Steelers for a 6th-round pick. Yes, it's going to be Caleb Williams. Even though it would be the dream scenario for him to be with Washington, as he was high school, went there, played, and that's the thing. It would be great. Even though in college ball he didn't play anywhere, he just followed the program, followed the coach. Caleb Williams unfortunately will be a Bear, and then the Lions will have to deal with that for the rest of time. It's going to be a tough matchup for sure, but we'll see what goes. We're going to have a tough division. Then we'll see what the Vikings do. But as you can tell, you see what I did put the Vikings. I gave them a quarterback as well, even though they have Sam Darnold. But that's how I get distracted. Caleb Williams, number 1, first pick. Great selection for the Bears. That would be the dude. Even though you might not be Pat Mahomes, if even your closest thing is to that, that's what you need to do. At least someone better than Justin Fields. And that's what you trade away for. So you believe at least one of these guys is better. And that's the thing. Everyone, I think, does believe, unless you were in Chicago and you were a big fan of Justin Fields, which there is a big fan base for Justin Fields. So it's unfortunate, but he's gone. So, and they're moving on. That's the NFL. It's rough, especially a quarterback. But, all right, number 2, Washington is going to pick the second Heisman in this draft. It's going to be Jaden Daniels. Fantastic season. Did it in the SEC compared to these other quarterbacks. I have way more credit for that, honestly. The competition this quarterback's played compared to the others. Oh, J.J. McCarthy, but also what he's had, he didn't have an O-line like J.J. McCarthy, even though he had the receivers that probably would outdo what you would say for J.J. McCarthy. But, yeah, Washington would go with Jaden Daniels. They're going to take the Heisman and build around him after trading Sam Howell away. Moving on from them, you think they might pick Drake May, but no. They're going with Jaden. They're going with the second, in my opinion, estimation. We'll see how it all goes. And then there's more trades to happen, too. They might, we'll never know. But we will know soon before the draft. Stay tuned for all draft news updates with yours truly. But, yeah, so we also have, I'm going 4 quarterbacks. 4. I think that's going to happen. Drake May is fantastic. I think any one of these quarterbacks could go number 1 in any other year. Like, especially the Kenny Pickett draft. Oh, yeah. Any one of these quarterbacks should have been number 1. I don't know about last year. We'll see. But Drake May to the Cardinals. J.J. McCarthy, I'm having him go to the Patriots. And I'm having Drake May to the Cardinals. That's 4. Caleb Williams is the best. Oh, my God. This would be crazy. Would there be 5 if 5? Will a Chargers pay and then just trade Herbert? No, that's too much. Too much going on there. So, yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay, I was just speaking. I did not mock that in my other thing, too. Even though I had trades, I could do trades. I'm not trying to forecast trades and all that stuff. Like, we'll see how it goes. There's going to be trades that are going to happen before. There's going to be more to come. Teams are desperate for quarterback, especially the Patriots, especially Robert Kraft. He's made it point he wants a quarterback. They haven't had the 3rd overall pick since him owning the team, like purchasing. He's never been in this position. So he's excited. I think they're going quarterback. Unfortunately, they're going J.J. McCarthy. They're going to get their actual next Tom Brady that Mac Jones was not. They're going to actually do it right probably this time, actually surround him with real offensive coordinators and stuff. Not Matt Patricia, which we all know as any Detroit fan of the Lions during that time frame know how bad Matt Patricia was. Riding around his golf cart. Terrible. Such a difference between him and Dan Campbell. It's fantastic. I'm glad they went the opposite. They went with the guy that can work out with the team every practice. Let's go. instead of the guy that couldn't even walk. Had to drive around a golf cart. It's crazy. So yeah, moving on. All those teams are picking, and you might be surprised. Cardinals picking Marcus May. They'll trade. They could trade Kyle Murray to any team that still needs a quarterback, but keep Marcus May cheaper, dramatic. It's the same thing why the other two teams in front of them just did, but Kyle Murray's way better than him as a former Heisman than Sam Howell and or Mac Jones. With Mac Jones won national championships, so that's the thing. That's what I'm putting him at. I think some team might trade up to 4 to get Drake May's not falling out of top 10. It's not happening, and if it does, he's a steal. Every pick wherever he lands is a steal. Every one of these quarterbacks, because it's a quarterback-driven league, so you got to give whatever you can. So yeah, that's how I feel about the quarterbacks. You can tell it's the most important. As I animated, I was there. Number 5, Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is the head of the team. They already got rid of so many players. All the receivers you think they might go receiver. No, they're going tackle, and they're gonna pick Joe Alt out of Notre Dame. Set the tone. Him with Rashawn Slater already on the team that they're definitely probably gonna keep re-sign. We'll see. They didn't cut him like the other key players in other previous drafts, such as Mike Williams and or traded Keenan Allen. So we'll see what's up. I think Joe Alt for the Chargers. I think that'd be fantastic. It's going to set the tone. Let's go. Or it could even be the Penn State tackle right there. I was torn there, but I'm going to go Joe Alt. I think, but because it's all about Jim, and I think there's more likely to be the Penn State guy, but we'll see. That was our start. So Giants at 6. Even though they're done with Daniel Jones, that's what the report is from everybody. Sorry, my phone just dropped. So whoever the Giants do at 6 is key. This is where a big part of the. I mean, every pick is crucial. It sets the tone. But apparently the reports are they're done with Daniel Jones. He might even ride the season as be the bridge quarterback to bring in somebody, and they might draft. So I even was about to put someone here just because teams might trade up right here at the pick. But I think honestly, the Giants, it'll be so hard for them to pass up on such a marquee receiver that they've been missing since OBJ. With Marvin Harrison Jr. I think it would be such a slam dunk that they couldn't pass it up at 6, and maybe even give Daniel Jones a shot with the real receiver because they're going to ride with him another year anyway. Because they would have traded him, cut him. It already happened. Even though the reports are saying that, but it's all about actions in this league, So we'll see. 7, Tennessee Titans. I had the Penn State. I can't pronounce his name. Ovami Fashanu. Pronouncing it hopefully. The Penn State tackle, yeah. Whoever tackle doesn't get picked, like they're going to Chargers need help in the O-line to give Will Levis a real shot of that. Even it seems like they believe in him. I mean, they paid all that to Calvin Ridley. They believe in him. That's a big move because if you wouldn't do that unless you believe you have a quarterback. So let's see. In terms of money paying by that, Dallas Turner at 8 to the Falcons, first defensive player. Even though Will Anderson went number 1 last year, Dallas Turner, I mean, he's just a tick under him in my opinion. It's in my estimation. Dallas Turner is amazing. I saw the game tape at least when I watched the Michigan game when we beat Alabama. I saw that his effect. He was a force. That was it was apparent. So even though we won the game, he was a guy. And it wasn't like their defense wasn't the worst against that. It was, yeah. So he said an impact. I'm going with the Falcon. Raheem Morris is new head coach, defensive coordinator. He's going to go with that. They got their quarterback, Kirk Cousins. They believe in their O-line. They're going to pick that. I think it's too not, he's fallen. Let's take him. And they're loaded on all offensive weapons. So then the Bears are back after picking Caleb Williams. I believe they're going to pair him up with a receiver. Unfortunately, Malik Neighbors will be a pair. I'll be very unfortunate because I believe he's the number 1 receiver in this draft, in my personal opinion, over Marvin Harrison. And that's not my Ohio State bias at all. So Malik Neighbors as a Bear. That's what I'm saying at 9. And that's annoying. Jets, I have a tackle from Oregon State. Everyone's saying it, I feel like teams might even trade in front of them to get certain tackles, or even this tackle that they put in that slot from Oregon State. Hopefully, you pronounce the name. Touche Fugnano? Fugate? Yeah, hopefully. So, yeah, look out, world. And he's a great tackle. He's more the best, plug-in start, just as Joel Alt is. And then Fashanu, they're trying to say, is, has all the tools and everything, and and run stop, not run stop, run blocking ability. So in terms of tackles, like the Jets are still gonna get. They might even move up to get if they really want, but I don't think so. I think they'll sit right Purdy and get any tackle that's on the board. And that's the thing. This draft's loaded. And some people are putting Brock Bowers on the Mel Kipers did that. Brock Bowers could go here. And this thing. In mine, I had Brock Bowers fall. Just because there's so many players to pick because of quarterbacks being picked so high, like so many quarterbacks. We're not used to that. Like 3 could be taken before we've seen, but like 4 in a row that I have, and then I have more being right outside the top. After this pick, I'm picking Bo Nix to the to the Vikings. Yeah, but I believe the Vikings are gonna move up. That's the thing. This is a mock draft, so there's still moves to come. But this is what I'm thinking, and this is like player value too. Like Bo Nix, I believe he should be picked. He's the most plug-in start of all these quarterbacks. If you really ask me, like he's got the he's ready to go. The transfer is great from him from Auburn. He's a fantastic player. He went toe to toe with Michael Penix Jr. That was a key, like twice, and put up great stats. I mean, it was a tough game. Like the very talented Washington team. Washington went to the championship, and they lost to the Wolverines. I mean, it's a good team. So, Bo Nix, I think it would be fantastic. With Sam Darnold competition, get it going, and then Broncos, Michael Penix Jr., especially his pro day today, running that 40, 4.46. Oh my gosh! And then the other quarterbacks didn't like J.J. McDaniels' pro day was yesterday. He threw the ball. He didn't run his 40, but Michael Penix Jr. did not throw today, but he did the run to 4. And then Drake May also had his pro day, so it was like he was looking fantastic. But then we had J.J. McCarthy just recently, maybe a couple days ago, like have his pro day, and that's the thing. It's the pro day carousel. Players' values jump up and down all the time based on it. So, moving on. But yeah, so that's what I believe. That's all my quarterbacks in the first round. That's what I believe will go. Even though Joe Milton, former Michigan Wolverine, is looking fantastic, looking like a steal. But he'll probably fall. But he'll be a great pick. Another quarterback, a hidden gem in my opinion. Even though he's not in my top 31 here, as I said here, because I believe 32, everyone's gonna trade in to even pick a quarterback if one of these quarterbacks fall. Like that would be the spot they trade. That's why I didn't even show the pick 32 on there. Even though there's 32 picks in the draft. And that's so hard to project out. All these are so hard to project as I'm going down the list. But so then we're going back to tackles. The Raiders, unfortunately, are not going to get a quarterback, even though they could and even trade up. They're in but they might run with Minshew, So we'll see. So I believe they'll get an O lineman to help them, And he's Troy Fontenot. You could put him inside. You could put him at right tackle, and even left. He's very versatile. So. And it was a key piece for the Washington team being successful. And then I got the New Orleans Saints. I got them picking a tackle for Alabama to help with the Ryan Ramczyk. It's been injured. It's been terrible as the news just broke out. He will be probably out for this whole season. So they're desperate to give Derek Carr a chance, We'll see what they do there, but I believe they'll get a tackle. Some people are saying receiver, but I think even with the departure of Michael Thomas, I don't think they need to pick a receiver there. I think tackle is more important. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But if they don't, and the Colts come up, as you see here, I have Roma Doomsday going at pick 15. And that is, he is going to be, I think, a fantastic. That's the thing. All these receivers, I love every one of these receivers in this draft. You could take them, and they're all different type of ice cream. But there is difference, like Marvin Harrison and Neighbors. And even Roma Doomsday, and him falling to 15 would be a steal. I think he can be taken. Any of these receivers, honestly, it could be taken a top 10 for sure. Honestly, in my opinion, they're very good, ready to go. Especially based on the 7-on-7 in high school is more popular, so that heightens more wide receiver development compared to O-line development, and that's why there's reaching 4 O-linemen in this draft. And then people are probably going to wait for receiver and let them fall. And even though there's a lot of tackles, and that's the thing, we're not used to both of these scenarios. So any quarterback, this is the richest offensive draft we're gonna see. So, and even other positions are good. So we'll see what happens. I'm very ecstatic, and I hope you all come out because I'm going to the draft, and it's gonna be exciting times. Keep time in Detroit, and ecstatic, and to see fam, and and friend, and whoever I'll be out there. Talking to any football fan there is, spread the word, get things going, be part of my Dave sports combo. Let's go. But all right, so let's move on. So the second half of my mock draft. Here we go. We got Jared Verse for the Jaguars. Let's keep it in house. Even though he played for Albany prior, he was the best defensive player in the country. I think that'd be key. You add him pairing with Josh Allen. Like, even though they've been investing a lot, have that D line be what you need to do to carry you to the promised land. Because there's too many other holes that you have to fix on offense, in my opinion, to do. You do later in the draft because it's such offensive rich. Get your game changer defensive player right here. So that's what I think Jacksonville's gonna do. And then that's why I have Cincinnati picking the top defensive lineman, Brian Murphy from Texas. They need, even though you might think they just lost Hargrave to the Lions, which is a fantastic pickup. So they need someone to pick up in the interior or even on the edge. But Brian Murphy, I think, is the guy for the interior D line, and that's who Cincinnati. Even though I'm rooting for him to fall down. We'll see. That's the thing. If you don't get picked here at Cincinnati, in my opinion, he's gonna fall. Even though the Rams are dealing with the retirement of Aaron Donald, they do the pick right after. I believe the Rams are trying to give Stafford one more great shot, and they're going to get a tackle. And they've been needing to get a tackle, and they haven't had a high draft pick to even do this a lot. So I think they're going to get our Amarius Mims from Georgia. He is fantastic. He's got all the tools, and that's the thing. He hasn't played a full season, but once he does, look out, world. And he can. That's the thing. The injuries he's had are not significant, so let's look out. And then I have a tackle run going. So Steelers, I got Graham Barton from Duke going there. That would be fantastic. Give Russell Wilson or even just Fields, upgrade that line, improve the run game. That's what they need to do. But I can see them easily picking receiver though, especially if they just did the trade of Deontay Johnson. But we'll see. I think tackle is a bigger need. And then we have the Dolphins, who also might pick offensive lineman because they lost Robert Hunt, key with the Carolina Panthers that signed him for a big, massive deal, multi-year contract. But I think Brock Bowers, he can't fall any longer. This is the time for the Dolphins. They get Brock Bowers. Let's go. Tua hasn't had a tight end his whole tenure with the I guess Mike Krzyzewski, who's now with Cincinnati, what they're gonna run. We'll see how that works out. But he's been jumping team. Overall, I'm thinking they're picking Brock Bowers if he falls here. I don't think he's gonna fall here. He is offensive weapon. You put him anywhere you want. I will hope I'd take him as even though we have Sam Laporta. Super, do the whole Patriot double tight end scenario. But the Dolphins are gonna take him. I think that's the missing piece of the offense. Just someone that you could just move around just key times too. It could do short, intermediate, just quick relief. He doesn't have to wait for it to develop, even though he has the perfect long ball. So that's what I'm gonna go with at 21. Now 22, the first corner is gonna go, and he's gonna be from Toledo. Shout out, Keon Mitchell. Big news for the Eagles. They're gonna pick him, have him pair with Darius Slade for 5 years, have him learn under him before Darius Slade is done. I don't know how many years Darius Slade's got, but they need a quarter desperately. They're going to go Keon Mitchell, who dominated in his conference. And even at the Senior Bowl and the Combine, he's looking fantastic. Legit. So then Minnesota. They've just acquired this pick from the Houston Texans. Big news. So we'll see what they do. I'm thinking that they're definitely going to go with the elusive corner, Cooper DeJean from Iowa. I know that's shocking, but I think honestly they're going to make a trade and not have this pick. But if they have this pick and they don't do it for whatever reason, I think Cooper DeJean. I think they know how to use defensive backs, and I think Brian Flores would love something in addition to that versatility. That even though they just lost Darrell Hunter to the Texans, I think that would be a key pick. So we'll see. But Cooper DeJean shouldn't fall too far after Keon Mitchell goes. 24, I'm going with the first center for Oregon, Timmy Jackson Powers Johnson to the Cowboys. Help Dak Prescott out. Help him out. They have invested, and then they may need a tackle too. So we'll see. So Tyler Guyton can go here too, but I can see either or, and that's the thing. That was a tough spot for me, but Tyler Guyton can go there as well. But I have him go to the Packers to replace Bakhtari, who's a legend there. Fantastic times with Packers. It was really held us up as Lions fan. I've seen it too many times. And then for the Tampa Bay Bucks, they just lost Carlton Davis to the Lions for a key trade for a third-round pick. They're going to pick Teron Arnold. Let's go. Key replacement. He rocked at the combine. He's fantastic. He did great against the Wolverines in the playoffs, college football play, a key game. Like, he looked fantastic against Michigan, was the best team in the country. All right, so we'll see what's up. 27, Brian Thomas for the Cardinals. They get the quarterback. They pair him with the receiver. They do right than what they did for Kyle Murray. They let's go. It's going to be ecstatic. Brian Thomas is probably like next Justin Jefferson. That's the thing. LSU is going to have another fantastic pairing receivers to go in the draft. Like, they're wide receiver U, in my opinion, even though everyone's trying to give it to Ohio State. Like, they're going to have two in this draft. They can go in the first round. Brian Thomas is legit. He's fantastic. So that's a scary note to the Cardinals. But, yeah, so I'm hoping the Lions maybe get him. That's the thing. So, but that's where he would go, honestly. I don't think he's fallen past the Cardinals. Now for the Bills, they might lose Diggs. They just signed Curtis Samuel. Big, receiver. They still a little rocky. I think add another one. Even though they could go O-line here, they easily could. I think, hey, get a Donnie Mitchell. Get a receiver you can count on. Or they may get Xavier Worthy. But I put Donnie Mitchell for that Texas receiver to go first before Worthy. But Worthy can eat. That's the thing. I don't have him in my first, but he could be picked there. That's the he could pick in the top 10. That's the thing. The receivers, it all depends on how these GMs draft, like, value them. But in terms of my opinion, they're fantastic. As you can see in my draft here, in my mock draft here, I meant to say. So receiver run, right there, back to back, Cardinals, Bills. Now for the Lions, the moment you've been waiting for. Hopefully they actually pick a pick on the draft night, not trade back. That'd be crazy. Like, you stay up there all night and they don't even pick in the front. Ooh, man, I'd be mad. Hope they don't. I hope, but they might. If the offer is really good, you never know. But I believe they're gonna pick Zach Frazier from West Virginia, key center to help play. Frank, right now, you never know when he's done. Like, it could be any game. Like, he's so tough playing through the injuries he has. He has like no more. Like, he has key ankle injuries and foot injuries. Like, it's bad. But he's a trooper. That's the thing. Like, this year was like his best time. Like, he was going through a lot of pain. He always is, and that's the thing. I think we need to get another guy just to build. And that's the thing. We also just signed the Baltimore Ravens guard, Zach Zelter. He's old. He's 34, I believe, 33. And then we re-signed Graham Glasgow, Michigan Wolverine, and he's old. We didn't keep Joe Jackson. He was the young buck of the guard. So that's the thing. I think we should get for depth, and it's key. And I think there's so many other players we get in the second round that'll fall. Like, I trust him Brad Holmes. No matter who he picks, I trust him Brad Holmes. But that's what I believe will happen is Zach Frazier. And if he doesn't get picked there, I could easily see him going to the Ravens. But the Ravens, they're going to go Nate Wiggins, which is going to be great. I think the Lions can easily get him too. Nate Wiggins had the fastest 40 time for the corners, and he looked fantastic. Great highlights. He's looking great. And that's the thing. He's dangerous. Like, I hope he could be a Lion. That's the thing. All these people, I want everyone to be a Lion. I love all these players. Or a Dolphin. I love all these players. So now we have pick 31. It's Kool-Aid McKinstry with the best name in the draft. Kool-Aid McKinstry. He might be a Lion too. Like, that's the thing. I think any of these guys can be taken higher than they are. Every one of these players, I think that's the thing. It's so hard to judge this. All these guys can be taken higher than none of these would be like a bad pick or like, oh, they reach. Like, this is it's top heavy. But even it's like it has a good middle. Like, I can't wait to break down like other key rounds or anything like that. But right now, this first round is going to be fantastic. It's going to set the tone. And no matter what, the first pick sets the tone. And let's go. I'm so super ecstatic. But thank you all for joining me and breaking down my first mock draft. There will be more to come. And it's going to be good times ahead, especially with the Tigers being undefeated. Let's go. Rep it out. Javier Baez with the run. Yes. I just want to say thank you all for watching. Appreciate. Stay tuned. I'm going to the NFL draft. I'm going to be there. All right. And stay tuned for my daily shorts on here on YouTube, and check out my daily Instagram reels at Dave and Sports Convo, and check out my Patreon for key bloopers and other content that I cannot put on here on YouTube. But yeah, good times, and catch y'all later. Have a wonderful night, everybody.